Hello everyone, and welcome back to the channel. JC here with another video on Action Taimanin. Today we're gonna talk auto farming without auto farmers. But before we start, don't forget to leave a like, share, and subscribe if you need the content. So, as you already know, there are two auto farmers in the game. You don't need to put any input or do anything at all, they will do the stages for you. And that's great and all when you only care about the resources. The issue is that at some point they're gonna be maxed out, and you will be wasting skill points because you won't be able to allocate more skill points into anything. So you want to farm with your other characters, but at the same time it's a hassle to manually farm. So here I'm going to present you the formula to auto farm. Auto farm without auto farmers is possible, but only on specific stages. First of all, we need a stage where you can fight with a whole team of Taimanin. In this case, this event is perfect because we do have a stage that fulfills that role. In fact, all of the stages have the ability to go with a team, but not all the stages are going to be useful because you need to start your stage at a point where the enemies start attacking you. Some stages require you to move a little bit to enter a specific zone, and then you get swarmed by enemies. So fortunately, section 5 has it starts showing you delivering enemies left and right pretty easily, so we can auto farm on this one. Something that you must know is that the other Taimanin, these two, are not going to get skill points. Only Francis is going to get skill points. Only the one on the main slot. So keep that in mind. At least for events. So preferably you equip whatever Taimanin. Honestly, like, you can go with something strong. I just put these two because I thought that they were going to receive skill points, but they aren't. Even so, they are strong enough to just delete everything. So your main Taimanin, since you're not going to play, has to survive. And in order to do that, you're going to equip defensive Magatamas, HP Magatamas. Pretty good. Like, increase their stats as much as possible with these two colors. And we don't care about the skill because we're not going to put inputs. We do need here on the event to equip Yasuna and Mercy because we want increased drops. And you can put whichever defensive supporter you want. Honestly, if you receive damage, like a decent amount of damage from the enemy, perhaps you want to equip either Kurenai on this character or Akina. Yeah, Akina is the other option. If you don't receive enough damage so that you die, then you put whatever defense reduction supporter that you have. Maybe Heaviko, maybe if you're fighting humans, Mido Haruka, of course. You can put Sakuya. You cannot put Nana unless you're protect. Keep that in mind. I'm putting here Shadow Fairy Sakura, just cause. And for the other ones, go as aggressive as possible. They do need some kind of HP recovery, preferably. So over here I have the Yumidori with whatever weapon. And is this max out? Yeah, it is max out. Then I have critical damage Magatamas, whatever Magatamas on the subslot. Major Impact, Space Rift, and Wind Slicer. Space Rift to gather the enemy so that Rinko can abuse the other two skills and just delete everything. We have Massacre Kunai to allow Rinko to heal. If I didn't have Massacre Kunai, I would change Meteor Impact for Kaede no Kata. If I saw that I needed the healing, but I think I don't need that, even if I don't have Massacre Kunai. I have New Year Felicia and Anna Rose because I'm going pretty aggressive. Just depends on your character, the build, but equip whatever you have to guarantee that you have sustain and basically you delete the enemies. You one-shot everything if possible. So in the case of Sora, this is the build I'm using. I'm using Freikugal Samael with whatever weapon, full critical Magatemas, critical damage Magatemas, whatever Magatemas on the sub slot, Fox Flame, Celestial Fox, Chosen, with Phantom Shiranui to increase the damage of Rinko, Suruga because I need the extra critical rate so that I can guarantee the extra damage on Baretta. So yeah, like pretty easy, pretty simple. So you would just put max and start, and you don't do anything else, and you let the stage happen. I am doing this review because we are having this event and we have the AP campaign, and you should be farming this, but at the same time, it is a chore to do so, it is a hassle, so instead of doing it manually, just let the other characters do the farming and put on the main a character that you don't usually play so that you work on those skill points so that you can work on the skill training, because usually you wouldn't use that character and there's few instances where you're going to be able to auto farm. So yeah, that's it. You see, I didn't move at all and they did everything. Fortunately, you can do this on this stage, on this event, but the previous stages, all of the previous stages, if I'm not mistaken, require you to move to different zones of the map. So yeah, auto farming is not an option on section 1, 2, 3, and 4, only on 5. And this method can be applied to Taima 5 VR. On Taima 5 VR, you don't receive that much skill points, but for each run you have a chance to get crystal fragments and all the other items. And honestly, it is a super nice way to farm crystal fragments, because you go to step 1 after finishing your daily VR, so that you have chances to get crystal fragments. On step 1, the chances are the same as in step 25 or any other step for crystal fragment, but everything else gets an increased chance. So basically, you're not improving your chances of getting crystal fragment because it's always that 2%, but there's less things to compete with, kinda. So yeah, that's what I do, and it's also good to get the UR beats in case you want those penetration magatemes. So over here, I'm just going to put, yeah, this one. This one is excellent because I am farming with Azusa, and it's exactly the same. So in the case of Azusa, she is going with defensive magatemes. These are defensive anti-machine. Whatever weapons, whatever defensive magatemes or HP magatemes. The skills don't matter because we won't use them. And I have major to reduce damage from machine type enemies. Any form of damage reduction is great. We do need Akina or what's the name? Massacre Kurenai on the main. Massacre Kurenai on the main. That's also an option. I have Butler Asagi over here, so that I am extremely tanky, and I'm not going to die. And you can let the other characters just be damage dealers, preferably with some form of sustain. Tokiko over here is going to have Mechanical Dart Knife. It has attack Magatemas against machine, whatever Magatemas, whatever weapon. Magpike, Taimanin Blast, Clairvoyance. Why? I changed the color of this. I have to change it. Yeah. Let's see. Like, let's equip this and I could actually. Yeah, I can. Let's equip this just cause. So yeah, Taimanin Blast to reduce the defense of the enemy, Clairvoyance to further reduce the defense of the enemy, Magpie to stay away from the enemy, or well, within range to activate my skill spot far away so that they don't hit. And we have Misaki to deal damage and heal the party, and also provide particles. Lina for the penetration, and Ragnarok just to to freeze the enemy and deal a little bit more damage. And we have over here Natsu, which is a supporter that is going to inflict. Let me check. Do I have? Yeah, it's going to inflict the debuff from the Momochi weapon, dealing more damage, and it has anti-machine, water mega tempest, whatever weapon on the sub slot, smoke fan to restore HP, smoke cloud to increase the fortitude of the party so that they don't get hit, and restoration smoke so that those who are fighting have means of restoration, not only Inage. I have Mizuki to increase the damage of the party, and I have Azusa to penetrate the enemies on VR, and I have Anaros to activate the Momochi weapon. But honestly, go with whatever, honestly, because we are fighting step 1 here. The only important thing is that you use the defensive build on Azusa. You can even put the name of Fuma, another excellent and pretty F2P, not like super F2P, but F2P formation to reduce damage. And we just go over here and look at this. The good thing about this one is that the whole party is going to get skill points. Bad thing, you don't do multi-runs. Well, we don't do them right now. They are not available. And the enemy, not the enemy, the skill points that you get are just too few. Honestly, you're not gonna get that much mileage out of this. But for a chance to get crystals, which is a rare resource, I mean, that's good. I mean, it's crystal fragments, so you need to do multiple runs of this. But it's just a way to spend your BP after you have already completed your VR requirement, the coin requirement, and your total war goal. And as I mentioned, this is where we use auto farming without auto farmers. So yeah, unfortunately, like, there are no other modes where we can take advantage of this because Total War is already automated. Tower doesn't do battles with multiple Taimanis at the same time. The same can be said about Arena, and the same can be said about Main Story and Normal Quest. Only certain events and only VR, those are the only two right now where we can take advantage of this strategy. I mean, Gremory, we know that Gremory is working on the raids, and let's hope that, I mean, people want them to be multiplayer, but I doubt it. It would be nice, but I really doubt it. And I don't think that raids, depending on how they work, if they are like defeat the enemy, we could do auto farming like this. If they are do a high score, no, we couldn't. We would need to do something a little bit more. We would need to engage into that mode. So, anyways, I hope you find this useful. Take advantage of this event so that you farm your skill points, and I'll be seeing you next time. Bye!